Good evening, everybody. Welcome back as ever to Factorio with just the basics, showing you how to do things one step at a time. And thanks to our brand new, sort of massive liquidation, I guess, technically it's more aeration, but still, thanks to our breakdown over here, we are now able to fill our locomotive, Siggy, in approximately 10 minutes. Which is still way slower than we need to be, but, you know, we're working on it. It's significantly better than it used to be. That's always the way that you want things to be going. And we are still producing oil slightly faster than we are using it. Depending on the second, it would seem. Hang on, let's just switch that. There we go. Okay, so oil is currently maxed out, so we pretty much just need to make sure that our processing is as rapid and refined as we possibly can make it. And we also just finished up construction robots. Yay! Do we have anything we could use? Probably advanced electronics for the reasoning that I will get into in a moment, which is modules. And we're just going to resume that because we've researched 62% of it already. Hooray! That gets us access to blue circuits, which take even more stuff, but oh well. And those are the end game circuits, so once you've got those, you're pretty much good to go. But of course, there is the slight downside that basically, once you get to that, then things get a lot more expensive as you go down. But anyways, so we have currently achieved a rate in which we are taking our 3.4 thousand per minute of crude oil, and we are producing a grand total of 4.5 thousand per minute of, we are then producing 6,000 of light oil and 875 of heavy oil, and we're converting that into 4.9, 4.8, roughly 5,000 per minute of actual petroleum gas, which is the thing that we're kind of really trying to squeeze out. Also, I probably need to bear in mind that my pollution is clearly now actually contacting this base, so I probably need to go out and do some murder in the very near future. We'll see. But in order to fill our train, Siggy, in a more rapid fashion, let's say that we need to fill 75,000 of petroleum gas, which is the total capacity of Siggy currently, with a time of about, well, currently it's 10 minutes, let's say 5 minutes. If there's a 5-minute interval between those things, grand, I can do with that. So that would mean we need to generate about 250 petroleum gas per second. So to that end, I'm going to need, let me see, according to the calculator, I'm going to need, let me see, 8.7 of our oil refineries, 1.1 of our chemical plants converting heavy oil into light, and 7.3 chemical plants converting our light oil into our petroleum gas. Now, there's a caveat there, which is that all of those ones actually need to have speed modules in. Now, I've mentioned speed modules and such before. I don't think we've used them. I'm pretty sure we haven't used them. We certainly haven't put them to much in the way of, like, mass application, that's for sure. But basically, if we click in here, we see that there are these free slots. And pretty much everything that produces something that you stick materials in and then the materials come out, that kind of thing. Everything that produces something has those free slots. At most, at least. Some of them have fewer, all of them have at most free. And in those slots we can put one of 3 different kinds of module. So there are the productivity module, which will create extra products at the cost of increased energy consumption and reduced speed, so every now and then it spits out a bonus item, as it were. But as you can see in the tooltip there, which they've now greatly redesigned, so these are confusing the heck out of me, speed is reduced by 15%, productivity is increased by 4, and pollution is also increased by 5. So yeah, also energy consumption, drastic increase. Efficiency module reduces the amount of energy needed to run something. Doesn't do much else, so you don't really tend to see this out very much. But given that our power is currently flagging a bit, that might be something we'll look into. And then the star of the hour, and pretty much everything, the speed module. Increases machine speed at a cost of increased energy consumption. Energy consumption is an extra 50%, but speed is an extra 20%. Now, in theory, if we have efficiency module 2s, they will cancel out a speed module 1, but of course there's the downside that there's only 3 slots. So that would very much limit our speed, and we are trying to go for 3 per machine up here. And we need to put those chiefly into here to try and increase the rate at which we are crossing things over. Our power... I mean, it's currently okay, but it's going to be bigger once things start actually doing stuff. So we want to get those. So the increase there is to 60% from 50, but the speed's from 20 to 30, so that's good. And if we keep going on that kind of route, we get a whole ton of other stuff, including the rocket silo. So it's kind of worth it. We'll take it. And that's... okay, so our power when we're actually researching something is more or less good. Okay, let's hope it stays that way. Obviously, the more we do science, the more things we have running, then therefore also... hello, how are you? Okay, big spits, gotcha. Gonna have to go and deal with that in the very, very near future, because that's not... that's pretty close to a bunch of really high important stuff that doesn't really have turrets near it. So, yay for that. But, anyways, in order to make speed module 3s, and how many of these do we have? Let's use our deconstruction to count them. We have 10 of them, so I'm gonna need 30. I need 30 of them, which means I need 30 times 5, or 150, electronic circuits and advanced circuits. Thankfully, now that we're creating a sufficient petroleum gas in 10-minute spans, we're actually making a lot more advanced circuits. Did I park my... yes, it's up here. Just looking for where I left the buggy, because I need to go and get the tank. Because Lord knows I'm not taking the buggy into combat again. Never again. Oh, lordy. Ow. And that's why I don't have my driver's license. Well, ish. Actually, that story's not my fault, but yeah, either way. Well, not entirely my fault. Still... oh, that's worrying. So we just come park in here, and there's already some carcasses over here. Yep. Somebody tried to attack the mall, everybody. Grand. Things I have to deal with. Things I have to prevent, for the ludicrous application of severe firepower. So let's keep our eyes on a swivel and see if we can spot them. We're doing this at night, which is not the way I like to do things. In part because you guys can't see anything, but for once, whilst you guys can't see anything, neither can I. Okay, there's speed module 2s. We do not have the science yet to make speed module 3s. For that we need production science. We could go through advanced material processing. That's an idea. Power armor, also good. Power armor is genuinely quite awesome, actually. For right now... ooh, stronger explosives. Pretty much everything. Landmines, grenades, rockets, yay. Low density structure, I don't actually know of any use to that outside of rocket silo. So it's a bit weird that it's here so early. It used to just be part of the rocket silo research. Let's just shove the cheapest thing in here, which is power armor. Might as well. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Hello. Fortunately, most of it is relatively squishy. Most of it. These guys are still freaking tanks, and I need to figure out how to get rid of you guys a lot more efficiently. Maybe it's about... well, I would say maybe it's about time I should start developing... oof. I actually start developing tank cannon shells, but unfortunately, those require sulfur, which requires petroleum gas, and is also something that we're currently working on getting for our further research to get us back fully to operation. So, nuts to that. Oh, and potentially nuts to this, because I actually don't have very much in the way of bullet on me. Only 73 bullets? How about some more? Let's make sure we have more. More than 73 bullets, please. At least the dawn's rising. That was quick. Don't worry about the worms so much as everything else. The worms don't grow back. And this is where I just resort to wholesale grenade. It is nice to see the grenades actually having decent usage, though. Okay. What we did there was a run to take out all of the spawners. Because these guys move, but they don't grow back unless there's a spawner. And worms will heal, but also they won't grow back if there's no spawners. And anything that doesn't move is a sitting duck. In effect. And yep, that looks like everything. Huh, hurrah. Okay, so let's stop by the belts and grab ourselves some red and some green circuits. That'll get us together some new modules. These do take a while to craft, but yeah, that one requires blue circuits, which I'm not going to get to today. So while I just wait for the longest crafting time, I think, in the series to date, we're just going to take our wires, and we're actually going to start up a monitoring system up here, because right now we have a bunch of materials whose production rates we need to actually be monitoring in order to know exactly what's going on with everything. So we're going to just attach wires to these, and then we're going to hook them all up together to ensure that we know exactly how much of each we have at a given time. So if we now hover over the big electric pole, we can see all the signals going through it. We can see that we currently have 22,000 in the light oil, which means that is currently a bottleneck for us. That's not going anywhere. And it is being processed currently. So we know something's up. And we're actually just going to connect this so we can actually set a condition. And our condition for that will be that the petroleum gas is lower than the light oil. And similarly, up here we can set another one asking if the heavy oil is higher than the light oil. There we go. We do have a variety of different conditions that we can use, but for right now we just need those. So now we're going to be backing up on the red oil, the heavy oil as it were, until it is superior in volume to our light oil. And then of course everything is going to be boiled down into more petroleum gas. But it looks like I've got a little bit longer here before that finishes up. I do have at least enough for 4 of these. And which side seems to be coming up first? It seems to be out over here, which is closest. So we'll just get that going. And now the speed on that has increased. So the crafting speed is now 1.6, it was previously 1. The crafting time of this particular recipe is 5 seconds, we're assuming it was at crafting speed of 1. So 5 over 1.6 gives us how long it will currently take that to process, so it is now 3.125 seconds, where it was previously just 5. So that means it is overall about 37.5% faster. Yay! It's not obviously completely powered that way, but you know, hey, it's progress. It's also going to be eating up our power really quickly, so... I feel like the flamethrower might be a wise investment. Uranium processing is going to be important later, though. There is that to be said. And we do need to get that to get nuclear power. And I have just mentioned frequently that our power is going to be suffering soon. So... sure, let's get uranium processing. It's completely worthless until we actually get any of these later pieces, but yeah. Okay, and with that, the last 3 of these modules have been complete. Now, we've now increased the rate at which we can process into petroleum gas by about 37%. Okay, we've established that. Slight problem, however, which is that in order for us to actually make use of that, we need to have pretty much all of these refineries going at once. Currently, we're only really having enough for maybe 3 or 4 at a time. And the reason for that, of course, is that we just do not have enough oil, period. But remember how I mentioned that pretty much everything has module slots? Well, the same indeed is true of the pump jacks. So, if we can get ourselves some more speed modules into this, or some productivity bonuses, or whatever you like, into here, we can actually start to squeeze even more oil out of what little oil we currently have access to. So with that, I'm going to need 2 per pump jack. We currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hooked all together. 7 times 2, of course, is 14. So I just craft those up and wait. This is the largest problem with modules, is they take quite a while to actually craft. So what we might do later on is actually just have a section of the mall that's actually dedicated to keeping at least some kind of reserve stock of them. But for right now, of course, we don't have that. So we just have me. And me crafting is not very fast. We also do have, of course, the assembly machine 2s, but the crafting speed of those is lower. The only time that you actually see a assembly machine with a crafting speed of 1 is when you hit the final level of assembly machines, which we obviously haven't just yet. That, I believe, is somewhere off of the advanced circuits that we already just did. Where are you? Where are you? There. Nope, not seeing it there. Well, we can search. Assembly machines. There we go. Automation free. And, yeah, we're a couple away from that. For that, we need the production science, although I noticed we only need purple science to achieve it. We might look into that sooner rather than later. But, as you can see there, crafting speed of 1.25 versus ours currently in the blues, which is 0.75. So at that point, it is faster to craft them in an automation-free, assembly machine-free, just as writ, compared to making it yourself, but for right now, we're actually the peak, short of actually adding in speed modules into something. So that's a thing we have to deal with. Endlessly. And of course, we do have to worry about the fact that, remember what we said about the production modules? They increase pollution by 5%, and energy consumption by 40%, and they also make it slower, but at least we get more. So there's that going for us, at least. But the more pollution, the more we have to worry about being attacked. So I might have to go on another clearing spree off camera. But as it is, owing to just how slow it is to make modules, and how much we're dependent upon getting our oil supply tippity top right now, that is about all I have for you guys today, so I hope you've all enjoyed. And let me know if you'd like me to just go on an overhauling spree off camera and explain everything when I get back to the episode in the comments section. Otherwise, I will, as ever, catch you all next time.